Hey Tribe, THOMASLARMSTEAD here. Gotta get that puff out. I want to talk about the youth brain and how you're not considered an adult until you're about 30, because that's when your brain has fully developed to a degree, basically. And there are two aspects to this. A lot of young people are emotional because the brain is developing, right? The brain is developing, so it's a lot about emotion. So you look at things like TikTok, where it's like 10 to 15-year-olds, and they're into music and they're into laughing. You know, children laugh 300 times a day, and the average adult laughs 3 times a day. I'd rather be more like a child. I try to laugh as often as possible, and I try to laugh hard and big because it feels great. Right? And there's enough things in life to get you down or that you have to struggle through. So laugh as much as possible. That's part of living. So the youth brain has another side, to another aspect to it, where when you go past 30 and you're less about emotion, you're less about being social, you lose something. Like the whole, laughing 3 times a day. Wow, that's terrible. Right? So think about that in terms of you're a marketer and you're in sales and you're using social, and remember, social is your team. Facebook is your CEO, Instagram is your chief operating officer, on and on and on. You have to get in tune with that brain that you had when you were under 30, about being joyful, about not taking yourself so seriously, about having fun. I tell people that in sales. We should do a video on that. On this, in sales, you have to have fun, man. Who wants to talk to somebody who's down? Who wants to buy from somebody who's down? I'd rather buy from somebody who has a slightly higher price, but I like talking to because they're fun and they make me laugh and they're happy, or at least pretending to be, right? Because you don't know these people in their personal lives. Than, buying from somebody who is, just down. It's like the whole video on, millionaire greetings. Like, you call up somebody and they want to buy from you, and you say, hey, they say, how are you? And you're like, oh, I'm okay. You just okay? When people call me up, hey, Tommy, how are you? I'm fantastic. I'm great. I'm talking to you. I can't get any better, right? And you have a little laugh, and they know it's salesy, but do you really want to hear, I'm having an okay day, it could be better? No, you don't want to hear that. So the two aspects to the youth brain, you have to, if you're under 30, you have to understand that you have to offset your youth brain and be more mature, right? And be more focused. And there are plenty of young people out there who are, but in general. And then when you're over 30, you have to remember what it was like to be playful, to be fun, and to, laugh at yourself. You cannot laugh at anyone. You do not have the right to laugh at anyone unless you're able to laugh at yourself, right? And that's just fair. So I would love to get your comments and feedback on the youth brain, being more mature if you're under 30, and, like Peter Pan, going back to being youthful. And there's a quote from the Bible, and I don't care whether you believe in God or not, or your religion, but we can learn from all books of scripture, right? Because that's why people have been reading them for thousands of years, where they say you will return to God as if a child. And I love that line. And I don't consider myself to be a part of any particular religion. I grew up in a Christian country, and my mother took us to Catholic churches and Baptist churches when I was young, and just said, what's up, man? You have to decide for yourself what you want. And I believe myself to be spiritual, but it's just like the Buddha, going around with his hands up like this, just happy. The littlest thing can make you happy. And it amazes me, like when children are in a stroller and they're going by with their moms, their fathers, their parents, and I always wave to them, hey, children are joyful and it makes you feel good. So all that and then some, just would love to get your thoughts on the youth brain being more mature, and the youth brain as a marketer and salesperson being, for lack of a better term, less mature. Thank you very much and have a great day. Peace, 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 peace.